Welcome to the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Unfiltered laughs, honest conversations, and everything in between.
This is your backstage pass to the best moments from Ryder and Lisa.
On demand.
I learned that taking a Friday off means happiness.
When you don't have anything to do,
When you have nothing to do and you're just laying in bed reading. That should be how long weekends are. Every weekend should be a long weekend. There should be a day dedicated to getting things done like cleaning and stuff, a day dedicated to seeing your friends and family, having some fun, and a day to just lay.
So some people will take a staycation where they take days off and don't go anywhere to another city or whatever. You took a laycation where you took a day off and just laid down.
That's correct.
Okay.
And I loved it. So that's what I learned, is that every weekend should be 3 days, one for laying, one for getting chores done, one for having fun and laughing with friends. Thank you.
I learned that it's more fun at the casino if you just think you're going to lose when you walk in.
You have to go in with this mentality. I'm okay with losing X amount of money. You have to. Otherwise...
And then it's like, no skin off my back.
Exactly. You don't lose sleep.
Water off the duck or whatever.
I was wanting to give the casino $100.
Yeah, they got to stay open. Because that's what I did. I walked in and I lost exactly what I thought I would. We have something pretty awesome that we're launching today.
Yep.
And giving the 6 a.m. Listener Club an opportunity to get qualified for this sucker right away.
Yeah, so you have until April 18th to qualify daily. Let's both make a sound effect that would give off the vibe of what we want to give away on the station. Ready?
Okay. Okay.
3, 2, 1. Yeah!
Little cowgirl, let's go kiss other people.
Little henny, little hizzes.
I thought you were going to make the sound of a plane.
No. Because I said that I already, clarified that we were sending them somewhere. Didn't I?
I don't know.
Me neither. I don't remember.
We're giving away a trip to Nashville.
We are.
Anyway.
So it's time for Play Days. It kicks off today, and you've always wanted to go to Nashville. Imagine yourself, your best friend, $3,000 accommodations, flights covered, exploring Nashville, experiencing everything you possibly can, potentially running into Riley Green. Whoa, that guy is good looking.
When coming up with this concept for the giveaway, they're like, what city? What city should we send people to?
What's hot right now?
And we did a massive brainstorm with our boss and a few other people, and Nashville's the answer.
Yep. So you need to be listening for the Play Days keyword every single day. When you hear it, you text it in to us. That's it. So make sure you have our number saved into your phone, 780-784-7107. Texting in gets you on that standby list. And we will announce the winner select and announce. So you have all the way till April 18th. It's happening thanks to our friends at River Cree, iFurniture on the Rocks, and Vandenberg Jewelers. All the details over at play107.com.
Your first opportunity to get qualified, I don't know if we're supposed to say this or not, but is coming up within the next 10 minutes.
Yeah! Howdy, partner.
One of the things a lot of people are talking about these days is the price of eggs, especially in the States, because that was a big thing that Trump promised, was that grocery prices would come down, and he often pointed out eggs specifically.
Okay.
And they've seen just a massive increase in the time since he's taken presidency. And people are bringing up the price of eggs so much. I didn't realize how passionate people were about eggs.
I mean, when it's a staple in so many homes to bake, to have for breakfast. It's just
a great protein.
You like having them at all times in your fridge.
It's a good point. It is a very useful.
Is there anything more annoying than when you go to make something and you're like, oh, I don't have an egg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've gotten pretty attached to those little suckers, haven't we?
Yep.
You made the best eggs I've ever had in my life over the weekend.
Thanks. I learned it from an Edmontonian on TikTok that went viral. Her video of her egg recipe was so viral that the Oilers eat them now. Celeste, Leon Draisaitl's fiance, she saw this woman at an Edmonton Oilers event, and she was like, I made your eggs, and Leon's obsessed with them. And it literally is the easiest way to make eggs. It's not extra ingredients. It's just there's a system in the pan.
Oh, my God. They were incredible.
Do you want to hear it? Do you want to hear how I make it? It's really quick.
Let's go.
Okay, so you have to make sure that the pan's not too hot. You got to use butter in the pan. You're going to crack your eggs in it, and then you're going to constantly move around the egg whites, but don't break the egg yolks. So you keep moving those around till they start to cook, but you can't let them get brown. They have to just stay white and fluffy. Then once they're white and fluffy...
So you kind of stick handle...
You're dancing around the yolks, okay? Then when those seem like they're almost cooked, you pull it off the heat, you slice the yolks so they break.
Okay.
And then you mix all of it together while it's off the heat so it doesn't burn. You can kind of put it back on if you're like, hey, I want to cook a little bit more, but you just can't let them brown. And they are the fluffiest, most delicious because they're mixed with the butter. And then all you add is salt. But I added chili flakes and then hot sauce and dynamite. Like, she has figured it out. She says she's been eating eggs like that for 10 years.
Well, there's the Gordon Ramsay method of cooking eggs, and he does it in a pot, not a pan.
Okay.
And
I guess that would make sense because what?
I don't know. I tried it once and I just burnt them immediately.
See, this is what I mean. I sent a picture of my scrambled eggs a few weekends ago to my girlfriends, and they have not stopped roasting me. They're like, why are they brown? They should never be brown. I was like, what? Really?
You showed them, didn't you?
I did.
Don't tell them the recipe. Just let them try your eggs. And call them your eggs from now on.
No, I'm not stealing it. It's not my recipe.
Well, with the chili flakes and the hot sauce, that is your recipe.
That reminds me of a cookie recipe my girlfriend sent me. And now I call them Evan's Heaven cookies. Mm-hmm. The recipe's on the website. She's like, that's my recipe. I was like, no. I took 2 minutes off the cook time. That's my recipe.
Okay, so for years, my grandmother had this recipe that she swore was this big family secret for these cookies, and she's like, I'm going to take it to the grave, and yada, yada, yada. Well, it's the same cookie recipe that's on the back of the chip bag.
The chocolate chips. That is so funny.
Like exactly the same?
It's exactly the same.
How did you discover that it was the same one?
My mom did. She told me years ago. She's like, don't mention it, but it's the same one on the back of the chip bag. Don't say anything.
Your grandma was so proud.
I know. That's why it's hilarious, because she thinks it's something we're all going to pass down lovingly to future generations and yada, yada, yada. No, it's just a cookie recipe.
Wait a minute.
What
if Chippets got it from her grandma?
Well, exactly. Who put the recipe on the back?
The SAG Awards went last night. The Screen Actors Guild. I don't even know what that means. I do know it's usually a prequel for what's to come with the Oscars. Academy Awards go on Sunday night. This next week. This week.
It's award season.
Yeah. What would you say, this week? Or would you say next week when it's 6 days from now?
This week.
Later
this week.
It kind of is the start of next week, though, depending on what day of the week starts the week.
Monday. So
I feel like Sunday could be the answer.
I hate that mentality.
But look at the calendar.
I don't hate it.
You hate calendars.
Uh-huh. I don't like... You can't say Sunday's a reset day.
Sunday's the start of the week.
No, it's not.
I feel...
Monday.
Well, I feel like calendars know more than you. Anyway, coming up on March 2nd is the Oscars. We'll break down what happened at the SAG Awards.
Yeah.
And some likely winners next weekend. Next. Streaming at play107.com. SAG Awards went last night. Mm-hmm. Street Actors Guild. What is it?
I don't know. It's just another...
Screen, not street. Street Actors would be a completely different award show. Or just a guy who was really good at juggling might win an award.
Totally.
You know? So this is usually a prequel to what's coming for the Oscars, which is on the way on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. But there's also TV awards as well.
Sure.
Only Murders in the Building won Best Comedy Series Ensemble. I'm sorry. I have tried to start Only Murders in the Building several times. I don't get it. I don't get the hype. Am I delusional? Do I need to sit down and glue my eyes open, tape them open and focus and it gets good?
I do notice that show, for whatever reason, has some lulls, so I end up on my phone and then I think I miss important parts.
Lulls as in laugh out loud moments, or lulls?
And it seems to me like the shows that I'm most into are ones that I can't set my phone down.
Like The White Lotus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was Selena Gomez accepting the award that was won by Only Murders in the Building.
We never win. This is so weird. Okay, well, Marty and Steve aren't here because, they don't really care.
I thought that was funny.
That is funny.
Timothée Chalamet definitely cared.
Mm-hmm.
He won an award, and I like how he spoke about it.
So he won an award for his role as Bob Dylan in A Complete Unknown.
I can't downplay the significance of this award because it means the most to me. And I know we're in a subjective business, but the truth is I'm really in pursuit of greatness. I know people don't usually talk like that, but I want to be one of the greats. I'm inspired by the greats. I'm inspired by the greats here tonight. I'm as inspired by Daniel Day-Lewis, Marlon Brando, and Viola Davis as I am by Michael Jordan and Michael Phelps, and I want to be up there. So I'm deeply grateful to that. This doesn't signify that, but it's a little more fuel. It's a little more ammo to keep going. Thank you so much.
That's a good speech.
Well, you never hear people that say that I want to be one of the best. And it feels like Kobe a little bit.
Well,
Kobe Bryant used to have that mentality. That's what my favorite thing about him was.
Whereas you see someone like Kieran Culkin, who won the award for Best Supporting Actor in the film A Real Pain, and he goes up there and he acts like he doesn't care. We know he does care.
Yeah.
He takes his job seriously, but he's never going to go up there and be like, I want to win more. He's kind of like, whatever kind of thought process, right?
I think it's nice to have a mix of both.
Yep.
But yeah, it was definitely cool hearing how pumped Timothée Chalamet was. And maybe, I don't know, they've probably voted already for the Academy Awards. But if not, that's the kind of speech they want at the Academy Awards.
Yep.
Not guys that don't care.
So earlier we were talking about how I can't focus on Only Murders in the Building. Shogun got 3 awards, including Best Drama Series Ensemble. That's another one that I can't focus on.
It was pretty tricky to follow.
Yeah.
I watched the first few episodes of it, and I thought it was good, but I had a rough time following what was going on.
Yeah, when you see shows that just keep winning awards, eventually you got to sit down and get it done. That was me with Veep. It just kept winning and winning and winning, and I was like, okay, I'm going to actually watch it, and it was so worth it.
Yeah, I feel the same about Sopranos. I tried to watch it about 6 times, and it just felt so daunting with how long the episodes were and how many there were. But I finally committed last year, and I'm so happy I did because it was a masterpiece. What's going on over there?
My headphones aren't working.
At all?
They're garbage. Yeah, I can't hear anything. It's fine. I'll just take them off. Don't pretend you're talking. I took them off.
Got you good.
Guess what's back? Back again. Roll up the rim.
It sure is. And they went old school with it, but they've combined with the technology as well. They're still going through the app, but you can also literally roll up the rim to win again. Which
So does that mean double the chances of winning?
I mean, I think it's double the amount of rolling up the rim you're going to do if you have the app and use your thumbs or your teeth. But I bet there's the same amount of prizes, or roughly the same amount of prizes.
That would
right?
make sense, yeah. Because I bought 2 coffees today, rolled them up on the app. They were both coffee wins, which I think they purposely make everyone a winner the first time you roll. That's a conspiracy of mine. Hit us up on the text line if you agree. Or maybe you rolled up for the first time today and you didn't win. I'd love to hear from you because I believe everyone wins so they hook you. And then you keep going back for more. But rolling up the physical cup, it said play again.
Has anybody ever won a big prize?
Yeah.
On Roll Up the Rim to win? I've never heard of anybody personally that I know of that's won anything more than a donut, coffee, maybe a $25 gift card or something.
Yep, that's true. But no, never a flat screen TV or a vehicle or $1,000 cash.
Feels like they always give away bikes, too.
What?
Well, it just feels like every year on the cup, there's like a bike.
A bicycle?
Yeah, not this year.
No.
Looks like there's a quad.
Yeah, if you or anyone you know has ever won big with Roll Up the Rim, we want to hear from you.
Sounds like Delta plans to give everyone who was part of that crazy plane rollover at Pearson International Airport in Toronto $30,000.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't know if they have to give anything. So they're probably trying to avoid getting sued over and over again. So people will get the $30,000, sign the paper, and they hope it's done. it's not necessarily working with everyone. A guy named Nate had this to say about it.
I have received the communication regarding the $30,000. I have forwarded it to my attorney for review to understand what it is, what it means, et cetera. As far as, is it fair? I haven't slept in days. The emotional stress, I almost can't explain it. Is my mental health worth $30,000?
So I understand where he's coming from. Like, you lose sleep after something like that for a long time.
Yeah, you can't travel for a long time. You have PTSD.
Maybe ever.
You have chronic pain for the rest of your life.
Possibly. Yeah, I think if anybody was physically injured, that they're probably eligible for more money. But it's unfortunate what shook down, and you hope that planes and pilots don't try to land a plane when the conditions are iffy, but also they kind of have to sometimes.
You made such a valid point last week when we were talking about this. This is why you listen to the flight attendants when they say, put your trays up, put your seatbelt on, put your seat upright, because think of that. If you had your tray down and you flipped over, that could break your hips.
For sure. Yeah, whatever they say to do to be the safest. Yeah. I don't know, though. What's Delta supposed to do here? If it does come down to the fact that it was not a well-maintained plane, and that's what caused the accident, or that the pilot had been drinking, or, there was something else at play other than just an unfortunate turn of events, that, yeah, absolutely, I hope all of these people make a lot of money and sue the crap out of them.
I would be almost more scared if it was a perfectly fine plane and that happened.
Yeah, the weather was obviously not perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But also, they're the same people, this Nate guy that got interviewed. I wonder if the plane decided, we can't land right now. We're going back up and flying you back where we came from, or landing somewhere else, is going to be the first one to complain about how inconvenient that is and make a real stink about.
It reminds me of flying to BC and then being like, it's too windy. We can't land this plane. Or something of the sort. Yeah. We got to turn the plane around and go back. And I was like, what?
And people are losing their minds.
And then it was kind of wild how fast the plane got back to the destination because we were already up in the air. Mm-hmm. It was like half the time. Fascinating how flights work. But anyway, now I look at something like this and I'm like, okay, I'm actually glad that they turned the plane around.
When it feels, or when they say it's too icy to go, that the plane has mechanical issues that they need to fix. I know it seems inconvenient at an airport, but I think I'd prefer that as well.
Chelsea just texted in, unless there's actual negligence, people shouldn't be allowed to sue. It's a risk you take when you're traveling. Interesting.
Yeah, it feels the same as if you were on a bus. There's chances that things aren't going to go well, but it's very unlikely.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, this guy is obviously quite vocal on social media. We'll see if he gets more than the $30K that they offered.
That's just going to get everybody fired up. Everybody else fired up that they should have got more, too.
It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K Wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
We are joined by Tammy, who is pulling over so she can focus entirely.
Yep.
Do we have to stall for a little bit? Are you still pulling over? Or are we good to go?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Perfect. Tammy's going to choose a teammate. They're going to leave the studio. The other host will give you 5 words with a 25-second timer. Tell them the first word that comes to mind. For every word that matches with your teammate, it's $25. If all 5 match, it's $1,000. Who's your teammate, Tammy?
Let's go with Lisa.
All right. Good luck.
I'm going to start the timer after I give you the first word, okay?
Sounds good.
Let's give away $1,000. You ready to win $1,000 or what?
Yes,
all right.
I am.
First word is crumbs.
Cookie.
Sky.
Blue.
Scissors.
Cut.
Quilt.
Warm.
Pill.
Swallow.
Okay, and so, sorry, what did you say for quilt?
Warm.
Warm. Got it. All right, let's get Lisa back in here. For every answer that matches, it's $25. Hit all 5, and it is $1,000.
That sunrise is so pretty. Okay, I am back. Let's do this.
Lisa, what is the first word that comes to mind when I say scissors?
Cut. Woo! Good start. Good start.
Crumbs.
Cookie. Yes! Almost said cracker. Almost said crackers. That was
I
close.
thought bread could have been a good answer for that one, too.
Oh my gosh, $50. Let's get to 75.
Sky.
Blue. Woo!
You guys are on fire. I like this.
Let's get to triple digits for $100. What's next?
Pill.
Swallow.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. One more word for 1,000.
I'm literally loading up the winning music in case I need it.
Okay.
Come on.
Tammy, what would you spend $1,000 on?
Going to Dominican.
What a great answer. Well, now there's so much pressure.
Yeah, Lisa, are you ready
Where could
to
you
give her a vacation or take one away?
Yeah, seriously. Where could Tammy go for $100? Down the street?
A pitcher of beer.
There we go. A pitcher of beer. Perfect. For $1,000.
Lisa, what is the first word that comes to mind when I say quilt?
Blanket.
Oh.
No!
Dude, that was my other word too, Dad.
No, don't say that, Tammy. What was your word?
She went with warm.
It just
Tammy,
pains me.
You got $100.
You know what you can do?
Thank you.
Tammy, when you get where you're going, make the background on your screen a beach. And then it's like you're on vacation.
Absolutely.
You picked up $100. Thank you so much for playing. Would love to hear from our listeners. Would you have won $1,000? Next chance to play tomorrow morning at 7:50. Tammy was such a good sport. It breaks my heart.
Well, you know what? Don't feel bad because you got a couple there that I wasn't sure you'd get. I thought pill, like medicine, might be the answer. I thought
Advil, Tylenol.
Sky could have been sun.
Vitamin.
So, yeah, there were a lot of questionables. The fact you got our $100. You played a good game.
Next time, Tammy, when you get through again down the road, $1,000, okay?
Happy National Tortilla Chip Day today. We wanted to ask if there are any unconventional ways you like to eat your tortilla chips or what your favorite way to eat them is. Like yours is probably transformed over the last few years from nachos and cheese to buffalo chicken dip.
That's very true.
Right? Didn't see that one coming.
No. I also like to break them up and put them like in things, like a wrap or a salad.
Ooh, give her a little crunch.
You need a little crunch.
So tortilla chips were invented in the 40s as a way to use misshapen tortillas. They didn't know what else to do with them. Nobody wanted them. They're funny looking and misshapen, so they started cutting them up and deep frying them. And have been very popular and an absolute staple.
Is there anything better than a perfect crunch tortilla chip? My mom would make them at home. She would cut up tortillas and put them in the oven, but she would layer them she'd put butter on it and then seasoning salt, or she would cook them in the oven with cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah, you can make sweet ones, which is kind of surprising if you've never had them before, but it does line up. What is the best form of tortilla? What's the best use for a tortilla chip? I mean, taco in a bag, super underrated, easy to eat, not that messy when you're on the go. When you walk into a small town rink and they've decided to branch out from just their burgers and they get taco in a bag, it's a big hit.
Yeah, too many people are burning their tongues on the chicken fingers, so they're like, we gotta pivot. Taco in a bag it is.
That's got to be up there for me. I know it's kind of silly and gimmicky, but it's pretty delicious.
Kim just wrote in saying dipping it in your chili. That sounds so good. This one here says any tortilla in the Costco queso. Do I like the Costco queso? I don't know. I'm more of like a gas station queso girl.
Like the pump stuff
yes.
out of the jug?
The cheese at the movie theater.
Really?
Yes, please. Oh, I love it.
It weirds me out. It's like, how long has that been warm for?
Yeah, I'm like, what is this actually made out of?
Do they shut it down at the end of the night and put it in the fridge? I don't know. I think they just keep it rolling.
Is it in a bag? Is it
It's
heated up in a
probably-
plastic bag? That doesn't sound good either.
I think it is heated up in a bag. Happy Happy National Tortilla Chip Day today.
Get yourself a crunchy snack.
You have some news about blow-up dolls?
Yeah, I have two separate stories. One of them is from last summer, but as soon as I searched the original story, this old one popped up. So I was like, oh, all right. Guess we're going to do a segment called Blow-Up Doll Corner. Viral stories about blow-up dolls.
I want to work on the name of the segment a little bit.
Yeah. What else could we call it?
I don't have anything at this point.
A waitress was fired after sharing a video of a man that came into the high-end restaurant that she worked in. He was dining with his blow-up doll. So she posted a video of it, lost her job.
I feel like that seems like fair play.
Yeah, I guess.
You get some company, kind of. They probably don't eat a lot, so you don't have to pay a whole bunch.
It's still strange to bring that to a restaurant. Like, that's something you leave at home, no?
How do you carry it in?
Well, exactly.
Do you like hold its hand and kind of drag it?
Do you sit at the table, order a drink, and then blow it up?
Do you carry it like a child?
Do you have it in a bag?
I don't know. So it was literally a blow-up doll, or
Yeah.
was it like, okay.
Yeah, it was. And then the news story, the latest story, there's a student who started going to school at a university, and he accidentally set his dorm on fire when he was trying to hide his inflatable girlfriend from his roommate who came home unexpectedly. So instead of hiding it in a closet, maybe there wasn't a lot of room, he decided to light it on fire, hoping it would disintegrate. It ended up turning on the fire alarm and setting the entire dorm on fire. So this has now he's kind of been the laughing stock of the university. That would be a wild story. And it would, pun unintended, it would spread like wildfire. Everyone would know about the story immediately.
Pun unintended, that story would blow up. It really would on
It
a
would.
campus. That would get around so fast.
Yes. Like, this was a Chinese university campus. This just happened 2 days ago, and we're talking about it here. So, yeah, it gets around, and then you're forever known
Imagine having to
As
tell the
that.
firefighters.
what you were doing. Yeah.
Like when they ask, you're like, oh,
I guess I'll tell you what I was doing.
promise you won't say anything. Do you remember when the Harambe Cheeto was for sale?
No, what's that?
Harambe, I should say. He was the gorilla.
I remember the gorilla, rest in peace.
So there was a Cheeto that was shaped like him.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yes.
Sold for $100,000. There's a new one now. Likely won't go as for as much, but
It's shaped like a animal.
well, kind of.
Huh.
It's a Charizard shaped hot Cheeto.
Oh my gosh.
So it's got the Pokemon people fired up.
Charizard. How do you say it? How do you say the character? Sorry.
Charizard.
No, I know, but how do you say it as Charizard?
I have no idea.
My sister would know. She was the hardcore Pokemon player, not me.
The highest bid right now is just north of $4,000.
Charizard.
So it's being sold on Golden, I think is the name of the website. So you can go and get your bid on if you want. I feel like if I had something in my house like that, I would really want to eat it. And then I'd probably end up making the mistake of eating it at like 2 a.m, get home looking for food, and then you remember the really expensive, delicious Cheeto.
Found it. Can you give me sound? Let's see if I nailed it. Ready? That sounds
Cool,
wrong.
Good audio drop there, Lise.
I feel like mine was right, and this video with millions of views is actually wrong.
Okay.
That's a wrap on this episode of the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Thanks for being a part of the Ryder and Lisa community. If you liked hanging out with us, don't forget to subscribe and share the laughs with your friends.